This is Todd with InterWest, and the third kind of installation flaw, or what most installers run into, is kind of stretch marks. And talking about stretch marks and also lift lines, they're one and the same. As far as what kind of causes the distortion, it's basically a difference in tension. So I'm going to basically kind of show what what that actually looks like and how to prevent and how to remedy that. All right. So I'm going to use a little longer just piece of film just to kind of start with. I'm going to start with my slip solution. But most of the time, if you're installing and if you're working with, a kit or a bulk, area, and if I have my alignment set and if I go and actually tack it down, if you've got something that's completely flat, you can get away just using your soap and water, minimizes getting actual stretch marks, okay? When I use my alcohol solution, because I have to tack it down and then stretch the film, the second that I start tacking that, my adhesive starts setting up harder and harder the more that we wait, okay? So if I waited, rule of thumb is you try to make that stretch and reposition of the film over to your next tack point within the next 10 seconds, but sometimes you can't do that. In the scenario that you can't, what you want to try to do is actually feather into the more slip solution and then start your stretch if your adhesive has been locked down for longer than about 10 seconds. Okay, to show what an actual stretch mark looks like, if I were to actually stretch this film now and put a decent amount of tension on it, and if I was tacking it to the other side, when I come back, okay, I'm probably going to have to zoom in a little bit to see, but that distortion or more orange peel texture is the actual separation of the adhesive, okay, or pulling from a dead stop. And maybe coming back, so you guys can see it a little, I'm just going to pull this back up on the flip side, okay, and you can actually see that distortion line. And that's where this adhesive was set, locked down, and then we waited too long and we were pulling from that dead stop, caused more of that separation or smearing and thinning out of the adhesive, and that's the distortion that you end up seeing through the film. Okay, again, we can reset that adhesive by pulling it back up. I'm just going to start hitting it with a little bit of my alcohol solution to help reset that, and then after about 10 seconds I can come back with my soap and water solution, my slip solution, and just to show you that it's pretty much gone. Let me wipe that off. Try that off a little better. You can see that that separation line or distortion has basically been fixed and remedied. So that's kind of a quick run through of what an actual stretch mark is and how it's actually caused.